everyone, and welcome back to JD in the Duffle Bag podcast. And today I am joined by Jess and Dom. Welcome. How are you guys?
Good, you know.
Pretty tired, yeah.
Sleep deprived, but we're surviving.
New baby. I was going to say congrats. We have a new baby. Who is in the room?
Yes.
Yeah.
He's under the table.
Sleeping.
That sounds really bad.
Don't disturb him.
He's asleep, yeah.
No, but I like it because it's like real life.
Yeah. It's nice that we can bring him to work.
Mm-hmm.
Not many people can.
And he's been really quiet.
So far. Let's
So far.
not jinx it.
We've got a
Don't
whole
jinx it.
podcast to get through before, so.
Maybe he wants to chime in on some topics.
Yeah.
But so you guys have kept the gender of him.
Yeah.
Well, we know we've been saying him. So
Yeah.
a secret. Why did you choose to do that?
It wasn't
People
so much
made
of
more-
a
yeah.
secret. Yeah, people made more of a deal out of it.
I think
than
it's because they was
was.
expecting some grand announcement of like,
like a big
him being born, what his
reveal.
name was and stuff, and I think we're just really
Yeah, we
fussed
just
about
kind
it.
of enjoyed keeping it to ourselves, and it's been
Yeah.
quite nice being like everyone talks about like the newborn bubble, and it is. You just kind of, I don't know, it's just you and them. You just getting on with your life.
Yeah.
We share quite a lot. I feel
Mm-hmm.
so. I feel like we just didn't need to announce what he was, who he is, whatever.
Yeah.
But yeah, we're not afraid of showing it.
Yeah.
But yeah,
Do you feel like quite protective then of his privacy, or was it more like your privacy as a whole?
it was a bit of both. But I mean, I
I
think,
think more so him than
yeah.
us. We can't really be private, can we? So.
No, I think as well, like, it's a big thing that if anyone ever said, like, I've seen some mums that I know that, like, posted their baby and people have been like, what's wrong with your child? Or saying awful things. I'm like, they're a baby. And if anyone said anything bad about him, I would literally lose
I've learnt to bite my tongue with trolls for a few years now, but if
About
anyone
about a lot of
mentioned your
things,
kid,
but-
I think there's a certain level, isn't it, of what I don't know. When it's yourself, you can take it because you learn to sort of accept it.
Yeah,
But if it's
when-
your child, I think it's something completely different.
No, and they're so harmless and they can't fight back or talk back. So you're like, hang on.
I mean,
but-
he is perfect, so.
He
Yeah.
is. He's pretty damn cute.
So how has it been then? It's been, how old is he now? 2 months, 3 months?
Yeah, 2 months.
He was 7
So-
weeks on Sunday, wasn't
Yeah, 7 weeks on Sunday. So
Aw.
it's been weird. Do you know what? You kind of just get, like, you don't even have a chance to kind of digest it. You just end up
he? Yeah, it's
being
weird.
a parent.
Autopilot.
Like overnight,
Yeah,
you just get into like some
people go out-
sleepless.
People always say, how are you finding it? It's kind of like one of them things that you can't imagine life before.
Mm-hmm.
It's just,
Yeah.
you just slip into this state of mind.
Yeah.
Just a
But it's
parent.
been good. Little bit tired. He's like smiling at me now. I'm pretty sure it's wind. So I'm sorry, everyone in advance. But yeah, tiring but rewarding. Although the first few weeks you don't get anything from them. You think, oh, we get a baby, like it's this love, but they don't give anything to you for like the first few weeks. They're just this being that needs.
Just attached to your boob. That's
yeah, and that's
basically
it.
Before you had him, obviously, when you were pregnant,
Mm.
how did you guys prepare? Like, were you prepared, or can you be prepared to have a newborn?
I think the thing is that everyone was like, are you ready to have a kid? And I was just like, oh, I don't think anyone's ever ready. But we prepared in the sense of we got everything we possibly could. And
I
mean,
think,
you just-
yeah, that's the thing. I think you over prepare because we honestly got so much that realistically I don't even think we needed. But before, you're like, oh my God, I need this in case this
Yeah, you
happens.
was
It
a
was like,
nightmare.
what if?
Yeah.
Yeah, like, and I've got, like, I was taking, when first time we brought him up to Manchester, I'm bringing like a first aid kit. John was like, what?
Like a 20 kilo suitcase just
Why-
for him. And I was
why
like,
do
what
we
are you
need
doing?
baby first aid kits? What's going to happen? And I was like, I don't know, but what if something
I
happens?
was like, we are in Manchester. There's a hospital. It's fine. Don't worry about it.
Yeah, it'll be fine, but it's a weird one. But yeah, I think you over prepare, but no, nothing truly prepares you.
No.
You just, it's weird how you kind of just know what to do though.
This is one thing I'm worried about because I've not got any kids and I'm like not that maternal and
Yeah.
I've not really had experience with young kids. So I would always be worried like, oh my God, how do I know what to do with the baby?
I think if in doubt, Google. That's what I've been doing.
YouTube, how do I do this?
Yeah. How do you change nappy? No, I do think that it just comes to you in some weird way that you just kind of.
We need to stop looking at him and being super
I know.
weird.
We're
No,
being
it's
super-
fine.
Not even making eye contact with you, just keep looking at him.
You do find yourself just staring at him for hours, or like, I think it's just a parent thing. But yeah, I don't think you can ever prepare, but it just kind of, it works out. You'll be fine.
Yeah, I'm
You're
sure.
thinking about it anytime soon.
I don't know. I'm getting older, so maybe one day. So how does it differ then? Like, I'm going to start with you, Jess, and then we'll go to you, Dom. How have you changed after being a mother? How do you feel within yourself?
With myself, I think you second guess yourself a bit. Like, you do have a bit of a confidence crisis, I think.
Do you?
Yeah. But I think it's more just you've gone from being pregnant, which you come to deal with your body changing, and then you go to having a baby, and I think in your head you fit back into things and your life goes back to normal, but it doesn't. Like, even like work stuff, I don't do certain work stuff, or I can't go to certain events, which I'm fine with, but because I've got a baby.
Yeah.
But I think you assume that you can. And I think for me as well, it's been a big one. Like, I still don't fit into half the clothes I did before, and I'm fine with that. I'm in no rush.
It's only been 7 weeks.
Yeah,
so
well, I know, but you do put it on afterwards. You think like, oh, a month maybe I'll be back into like some things. No, I put it on and I'm like, yeah, no chance. Like, I saw Brooke Vincent did a post last night, and she was like, I was meant to go out for a date night. She was like, but I naively thought I could fit jeans on. She said I went to put them on, decided I couldn't, so got changed in pyjamas. We didn't go out. And we do have days like that where I'm like, I don't want to take any photos for Instagram. I'm not getting dressed. I'm not doing anything. But got a gift.
Yeah.
So can't be too angry about it.
It must be hard though, because when you gave birth, you went back to like obviously taking photos and stuff on Instagram quite quickly.
Yeah.
And I did wonder like, how do you feel pressure to then get like back in shape, or just like?
I don't think I felt pressure. I think it was more I was really excited to kind of get back to work, because I think especially the last month of my pregnancy, I didn't post as much because, to be honest, I was in tracksuit bottoms nearly every day because that's the only thing that fits right now. So I was quite excited to sort of start feeling myself again and post again, like, properly. But yeah, I wouldn't say you feel pressure. It was more I was excited to get back into it.
Yeah. But
it's a slow one. You find a new version of yourself. I feel like I'm not the same me I was, but I'm a new me. Does that make sense?
Well, you mature and you're now a mum, so
yeah, everything changes. But then I don't know. It's just bizarre. There's no way to explain it. It's like I always try to explain like what it feels like to have a baby move inside you, and I'm like, you can't explain it. It's just different.
Has it changed your outlook on anything in life?
I think it makes you a lot more. I care less about a lot of stuff, as in like I'm like, does it really matter? No.
Yeah.
Like, as long as we're happy, he's happy, we're all healthy, does anything really matter?
Yeah, because your priorities change.
Yeah, completely. And it's kind of like,
you can't be mad at him.
No. And like, no, I can't be mad at him for missing out on stuff. And realistically, does it really matter? No, I get to spend time with him instead. Or we don't make it to the gym because he's had a bad night's sleep. Do I really care? No, because it's not the end of the world.
Yeah.
Do I eat pizza for like the 10th night in a row? Yeah, maybe. It's the only thing I can bother to cook. But no, it's worth it in every way. I feel weird. I keep looking at him.
No,
honestly, it's honestly, it's so addictive just because he's there.
Is there things like that you do that your parents used to do that you now understand? Because I always thought like my parents used to stare at me all the time, and I'd be like, "Can you stop staring?
Yeah,
like, why are you staring at me?"
I think I've got a mad respect for my mum. Like, my mum was a single parent, so realising all the stuff she bought me, and she had obviously 3 other kids as well to do it.
Yeah,
I think I've just got such a much more respect for my mum for being able to do what she did for us, and then I just think it's hard graft with him.
Imagine so she had four kids, but wow, that's amazing.
I couldn't do it.
I could not. She's like superwoman.
Yeah, super mum.
I do look at mums like they're superwomen, because there's like, before you're a mum, sometimes you're busy and you feel overwhelmed.
Yeah.
And then add that, and you've got a kid, which is a full-time job. Like, having a child is a full-time job.
Yeah, because I remember seeing like some controversy online like a few years ago that like when people put like full-time mummy, and people were like, it's not a full-time job. You can't say. And I'm like, no, you can. And I fully understand it now, that it is like, you have days where you feel like, or you end up not being able to leave the house because just one thing after another. And then if you put on top of that just keeping your life in order, like doing washing as well, I mean, and plus added washing, it's mental.
Yeah, before him, we when we used to come to Manchester, we used to look after we didn't look after him, but my auntie would say, "Can you do the school run with the kids?"
Oh my god, a school run! I'm not looking forward to it.
You
only have 6 hours in the day.
Drop them off at 9 o'clock, and then you've got 6 hours, and then at 3 o'clock you need to pick them up again.
But 6 hours turns into nothing. By the time you then like get back home or go back out, I'm like, I don't know how people do it.
I'm not ready for that quite yet.
Yeah,
I've got a few years.
Thank God.
We've got a while. So Dom, how, obviously becoming a father, do you feel very protective of him?
Yeah, it's such a weird like protection. Like driving and stuff, I just take my time. I don't think there's any rush.
I think it has calmed you.
Grounded me more than anything. Like I mean, I wasn't the craziest cat about, but I feel like I'm not bothered about going out. I think there's different priorities and stuff like that, and even football and weekends and stuff. I just think sack it. I'm staying at home.
How has it changed your relationship together then? Is it harder? Was it made you
to
closer?
find time together because you find like you both just want to be with the baby. I love the baby, isn't it? So it's a bit.
We fight over him, don't we?
Yeah, we do. We like literally
For his
like, I want to
attention.
hold him. No, you held him a minute ago. It's my turn. We're like children in that sense. But no, I think it does. You have a new love for each other because you're like a little family. Like there'll be moments. I mean, most of the time it's stressful, and you like got a crying baby, and you're like, ugh.
And I'm right, and Jess is right, and then
Yeah, but then you have these moments where you look at yourselves, like all three. Like I look at him and the baby, and I'm like, oh my God, we're a
My
family.
life, yeah.
This is like forever now, and it's this like it is a newfound love, but at the same time, yeah, you do. It's a lot more stressful.
It's such a weird thing. Like Jess was number one for me, and now. In the least offensive way, like he is now number one.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like so, yeah, it's a different love, isn't it?
Yeah.
I mean, he's kind of with us every day, so we don't get to be.
You don't have any.
You don't get to be a
We've
couple.
not had a date night
Like
yet.
romance,
No,
yeah.
I mean, we had a date the other day to the Jags game. That was quite nice.
Yeah, it was good with
With
you
a
guys, with
drink
JD.
and-
Yeah,
yeah.
that was nice. You stressed out though, didn't you?
I know. I cried.
How was
my
it being
eyes
away
out.
from him?
My God, I literally, before we'd even closed the door, I literally came to my mum, turned away, and I was like, Dom was like, don't cry if you've only just done your makeup. I was like, I know.
we weren't even in the car. It was like 2 steps out the door, and Jess was in floods of tears. I was just like, chill out. But I'd already left him by this point.
Yeah.
I think I left him after about a week or two, didn't I?
Yeah, I think just even to go to football, but I hadn't even left him for like the most I'd left him for was 45 minutes to go to the
Yeah.
gym. And
It
it
must
was a
be-
bit like,
Because obviously you spend 9 months growing him in your tummy.
yeah.
And then he's outside of your body, but you still obviously are very connected to him. So
It's
then like
so
leaving.
weird. Yeah,
must
my mum said to me before I gave birth, she was like, make the most of it because you will wish that he was back in your belly and you could take him everywhere with you and he was just there. And I was like, what are you on about? I can't wait to get this kid out. And now I know exactly what she means. Like, I wish I could put him back in my belly and carry him around and him just come everywhere.
Yeah.
But it's a weird one. You do have this massive anxiety. Like I cried the whole train ride to London and then got there and I was like, actually, it's fine. Had a great time. Got home. He didn't even notice we were gone, obviously. He'd had the best day. He'd behaved like an angel, not cried once. So,
Aw.
yeah, weird.
Have you been apart from him since then, or?
No, I think that was it.
No.
First
I was about
and
to say,
last
does it get
time,
easier?
yeah.
But
No, I went to circuits the other day and Dom had him at home by
Oh god,
himself.
he was having a meltdown though. He wouldn't stop.
I got back and I called Dom on the way back. Like I actually didn't think about it the whole time. I left and I was like, this is fine.
Nice
It's
little
only an
break.
hour.
Yeah.
Yeah. Go gym with my friends. And then I called him on the way back and he was like, can you hurry? I'm bursting for a wee. I can't move. It's been a
'Cause
nightmare.
he was having a meltdown, and I finally got him to sleep, and I was just sat on the couch with him in my arms, and I thought, I can't move because if I put him down, he's just gonna cry again. So I just stayed still.
Oh,
Nightmare.
bless him.
You're fine. You learn. I'll tell you now. You learn to just
Yeah.
move, do everything with a baby in your arms.
Yeah.
Eat left-handed. That's been the hardest thing.
Eat left-handed.
Yeah, like
Oh, because you're
because you've
cradling
got a baby
him.
in one
yeah.
hand, yeah, and you have to eat with the other hand, and it's so weird.
This is the thing. So
You don't
how
know.
do you hold your knife and fork? If you've got your dinner in front of you now,
Fork, knife.
yeah, fork,
Yeah.
knife. So you are eating
But
with
then
your
if
left
you-
hand.
if you're just
Yeah.
scooping,
Jess had a meltdown going, I
I
can't
was
eat
like,
them with
I
left
can't
hand.
eat
And I
with
was just
my
like, it's
left
the
hand.
same as
What's going
always.
on? And I was like, no, because you've only got one hand, so you've got no knife, so you have to scoop. It's weird. Honestly, try it tonight.
I will try it. There's all these life hacks that you have to learn being
Yeah.
a parent.
That and trying to pee with a baby in your arms when they're screaming.
I think there's so many elements to motherhood that, like, before you have a child or just like on social media and things like this, you
Yeah.
don't see. Like the
No.
whole back end of being a parent, like everyone just shows the nice stuff. Like,
Yeah,
oh,
it's
look how cute.
Yeah,
my
the
baby
behind
is.
the scenes of them like bawling and you not knowing what to do with them crying or.
That film, What to Expect When You're Expecting, is about as real as it gets. When
Oh my god, yeah.
Well, I don't know what
The blonde one.
is it Elizabeth Banks?
Yeah, Elizabeth.
Yeah, when she
something.
stands on stage and she's just like sack it. Like being pregnant and this and like that in the last like couple
She's
of
like,
weeks. That was so
myself,
true.
everything aches. My ankles are huge, and it's like it is. And even once you've got a baby, it is like no one shows the bawling baby in the middle of the night. The fact you've only had 2 hours sleep and it's not been great, and you've literally not been able to shower without having a baby in there with you, and it's just hectic. But then they're like cute, and you're like, oh. It's
worth it.
Yeah. I think one of the funniest times was when we was in New York. You probably don't want this story being told, but we was
Your face.
Oh my
God.
No. Because I was thinking, oh my God, what story is this?
No, we was all heading out, and Jess's little sister was trying on different shoes and saying which one looks better.
Hang on, so I hadn't told my sister yet that I was pregnant.
Oh wow.
Yeah, it was like quite early on, but like I had all the symptoms and already was fairly big, but I was just wearing a lot of baggy clothes.
Yeah, she was trying on different shoes, and obviously we was like that one. And we was leaving the house. Everyone had already left, and we was like leaving in a rush. And we got outside and was locking the door. And we looked at her sister, and her sister had 2 different shoes on.
But like one was like a platform trainer, like a Superga, and the other one was like flat as can be, like a God knows what. And I could not stop laughing, and I fully wet myself.
Like, not even a little bit, like, do you know what I mean?
Like, fully wet myself, and I was like,
God.
I can't control this. My bladder control just went at the start. Luckily, I got it kind of back, and it's kind of okay now.
I didn't even know that. I thought that was more like later on in pregnancy.
I mean, so
I mean,
did
I don't know. It might have just been Jess, but like stopping 10
You
times
just
on the way
wet
to
yourself.
Manchester.
No, but I genuinely, you pee so much. It's a sick joke. Like,
Really?
I thought it was kind of like a myth. Like,
Yeah.
clearly you don't just wee yourself, but no, I fully peed myself so many times.
Oh my
I'm like
gosh.
even sneezing. But no.
That's so funny.
Thanks, babe, for sharing that.
Nice
with
little-
everyone.
You know what I mean? I just
Story.
thought that's about as real as it gets.
No, it is, and it's nice that you guys like open to sharing that, because I think as online influencers and social media, people just try and be perfect all the time.
Yeah.
And it's nice to like
You
have
do see,
the
I know
realness.
some mums now that I follow on Instagram, and they're like, I won't name names because there's a few, and I'm good for them.
Mm-hmm.
But they've made out that literally everything was perfect. Like their pregnancy, their birth, like, it barely hurt.
just slipped out.
Contractions don't hurt at all. And I'm like, what the hell are you on about?
Oh, I look outside and I see my baby's face, and a day's just a better day, and you just
And
think,
I'm like,
what's
shut
wrong?
up.
It's not that.
You've had a
Yeah.
crap night's sleep. Your baby, contractions do hurt.
Mm.
Whatever anyone says, it is literally the worst pain ever.
Yeah.
And yeah, it's rough.
Gas and air's good though.
But oh my God, he
is
was
it-
literally. He was in there like, can I try it? And I was like, no. And he was like, yeah, I'm just going to try it. And I was like, oh my God.
The doctor come in, and Jess was like, give it back. I was like, he knows this happens all the time. It's fine.
I was like, surely not every dad tries it. It's just the
It is the in thing.
children.
It's got to be the thing.
The
Surely,
children dads.
yeah,
that
surely
do.
every man does it.
You've got to try and like feel the same.
Oh my God. Well, he
Get
didn't.
into
He
the
was,
zone.
he was sat there watching Top Boy.
I'm just gonna say I started
The
and
whole
finished
way.
Top Boy during labour.
He literally watched the whole 2 series.
What, whilst you were
during my
giving
labour.
birth?
Yeah.
You're useless. I was sat there, and obviously Jess's mum sat across, and
Yeah.
she's just like, and I was just like, she was like, babe, and I was just like, pause it. I was like, what? 1 minute. What was it?
I was like, this is some kind of joke. You've watched the whole series and I've birthed a
Yeah.
child.
It must be hard to know how to help though, because
Useless. That's all I
you'll
can
never
say.
know that pain. Like you'll never
Yeah.
know what it feels like. So it's kind of
To
just
be
like,
fair,
I'll hold
he-
your hand.
Yeah, he couldn't have helped.
Yeah.
It's that sort of pain where like you don't want, well, I personally, I was like, don't want anyone to touch me. I don't want anyone near me. I just need to get through this and like have space. But at the same time, you could have not watched Top Boy.
I mean, when you was hooked in it, you know, it's one like imagine like a lazy Sunday where you start something, you've just got to finish it.
A lazy
I wasn't going to
Sunday.
do anything else.
It
Lazy
like a
Sunday
lazy
slash
Sunday for me.
labour.
Yeah. To be fair, it was fine. We ended up having a C-section anyway, and you were present then. There was no Top Boy in the operating theatre.
I finished it by that point. No.
When you guys obviously met on Love Island,
Yeah.
did you ever envision this, like being married?
I mean, I never
having a
envisioned
kid?
being with Jess, so the answer to that question for me is no.
Yeah, no, I mean, I say it all the time, like I went on there like, find me a husband. But you don't actually think they're going to find your husband.
Mhm.
And then even like when we got together, we spoke about this the other day, I was like, would you propose to me when we did, if blah, blah, blah. And it's just weird to think that we met on a TV show.
Yeah.
Like,
It gives me mad anxiety though. Like I think about it and I think, oh, imagine if I didn't get on the show or Jess didn't pick me, and it just honestly it gives me such bad anxiety because I think none of this would have been
No, it's weird. Like up to the week before, even I was like talking to my friends, like, oh my God, I don't want to go now. I don't want to do it. What am I doing? And to think if I just hadn't gone on.
Yeah. But you probably, like, if it's meant to be, then you...
Yeah. Well, I
if you
actually told
believe
Jess
in
not
fate,
to pick
then...
me though, didn't I? So...
Yeah. Although we say this thing, but where his grandma used to live, I used to go to the swimming pools in Manchester there, because, like, once a month. And we're like, how weird that we must have passed each other at some point.
Yeah.
Or, like, we would have been within, like, 50 metres of each other when we were, like, kids, but we would have never met.
Jess forgets to mention that she used to basically train water polo for Great Britain, and their training facility, before the Aquatic Centre was around, all those years ago,
was at Varley Street.
It was at Varley Street Swimming Baths. God rest its soul, it's been knocked down now. But I used to hang around there. I used to go to my grandma's every weekend and hang around there, and being little kids, like, smash cars up and what, you know what I mean.
And my dad's car got broken into, like, numerous times in there, and he was like, when we met, he was like, that's probably me on my
I was just saying, how weird is it? Like, maybe like 15 years ago, we could have been a couple of meters away from each other, and we just never knew. And then
that's mad.
It's just a bit of a surreal thing.
And life brings you back together.
And we're from opposite ends of the country as well.
Yeah, that's the weird thing. We would have never met if it wasn't for the show.
It's so good though, because it's refreshing, because there's obviously so many people that go on the show every year, and there's only a handful of people that are still together, and you guys are like so genuine, and you can tell that you properly.
There's literally like 3 couples I feel like they're still together, but it is a weird
It proves that the show's a success though, regardless of however like 10 people break up. As long as one person stays together, even if it was just one couple from
success rate, isn't it?
Because the odds, like, just generally in life of meeting someone, and then you how many people go in per year, like 30 to 40, and then people are actually like.
It's like a blind date, isn't it? Like, how many people from a blind date that someone that didn't even know us has organised? Because you meet the producers. I met them once before I went on the show.
Sorry for some, I met them about 5 times, and about 5 different auditions just to get on the show.
But yeah, I met them once and filled in like one questionnaire about what personality traits and whatever that I look for in people, and from that they've managed
none of
to
that
match
was me.
No, because personality-wise it was. Because they even said to me afterwards that there was like 1 or 2 people that they would have thought that I would have gone for in there, and he was one of them. But to think that someone that doesn't know you can choose someone that
by what you say,
that is now my best friend and I'm married to. It's weird.
Babe. And you've got a kid as well.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, actually, I've just remembered. We have something for.
Oh my God! Stop.
Get in there.
No.
Right. So
right.
I'm just gonna say,
from JD.
Man, you till I die. Obviously, us Northerners love football, but down south they're like egg chasers, aren't they? They love rugby.
Well, rugby people in my family, and I'm like, he's gonna be a
school
rugby
was
player.
rugby.
Yeah, rugby player, not football player. And Tom's like, nah. Going to have
Football.
in a Man U kit and everything. I'm like, not yet. He's not wearing one. So thanks, guys.
Yeah, thank you.
No excuse now.
Yeah.
That'll be posted on the gram.
Yeah. So what does the future hold for you two?
More babies. No. Not quite.
Yeah, we're trying to still decide when we want more. But I feel like it's just starting to get good now, isn't it? I feel like we had a crazy couple of years. Obviously coming straight off the show, and then now it's just like
I think we had a big few years first with each other. Well, it was like first 2 years together anyway. But then now I don't know what's in the future. See what
it holds.
Definitely more babies at some point.
After the first year we was married. After the second year we've got a kid. And then third year, I don't know, divorce.
I don't know how we're going to talk about.
Oh,
but no, I don't know. Just more of the same, hopefully.
Yeah.
We say all the time, we're so lucky to be able to not have to go to a 9 till 5 and like even bring a baby to work with us and stuff like that. I kind of hope none of this ends anytime soon.
Yeah.
Long live Instagram.
Long live Instagram. Well, the last thing I want to ask was, would you ever go back on a reality TV show?
Oh, so I'll let you answer this first because I know we've got completely different opinions on it.
I love Instagram. I love like the little bubble that we're in, but like we can kind of, there's a point you can switch off, and to be honest I would not ever recommend going on Love Island. I don't know if I should say that, but apart from meeting you, it's a terrible experience for me.
Really?
Yeah, that's really awful to say, but I mean I had a good time-ish, and obviously I met him and that was the best thing in the world. But yeah, no, I wouldn't do. I mean, maybe like a big one, like
I'm a celeb.
Yeah, I'm a celeb or Strictly. I'd love to dance or ice skate. I'll do.
They're dancing on ice.
Yeah, but that would be it. I wouldn't ever do. But you would.
Yeah, I think I would. I said for a long time that I'd love to do something like Bear Grylls The Island, just or SAS, Who Dares Wins. I just want to test myself.
Push the limits,
I was watching I'm a Celebrity last night, and I was just like, oh, it'd be sweet at all the bugs on my face and stuff. I'm fine with that. But when Roman Kent was eating a fish's eyeball,
I saw that. Yeah.
Even just looking at it on TV, not even in front of me, I was just like, oh.
The intestines. Was it pig intestines? I couldn't do it.
But it's eating when he's eating like a camel's. Sorry, but you know what I mean, like.
See, I feel like I could do the eating ones, but the spiders on my head, I could not do.
Yeah, same.
What's your biggest fear?
Flying. So I'm on the first episode. I'm done because I'm scared of heights, and then they have to sky jump.
Yeah,
skydive.
Skydive.
I couldn't do it. I would be like Nadine because she was like, I feel sick. I'd be the same.
I've actually booked a skydive 5 times and I've bottled it every time.
Yeah, I would be.
But you're meant to be skydiving next week.
I'm going on an influencer trip next week, and they've literally given me a list of stuff we're doing, and skydiving is one of them. And I literally sent a sick face back to the guy. I was just like, I don't think I'm ready, mate.
We'll see.
Well, hopefully. Well, thank you guys for joining me.
No, thanks for having us.
It's been good, and it was lovely to meet the baby.
Yeah, you'll have to have cuddles now.
Yeah, I hope he likes his Manu kit as well.
It's just now, before we even get out of it, it's getting put straight on.
Oh, well, thank you guys, and thank you everyone for listening, and we'll be back soon with another episode of In the Duffle Bag. Bye-bye.